And also she's kind of the first villain Disney ever had. So it's really that I grew up watching in the old animated movie. And it's not just like professionally enjoying working with them. You know, we treated this film with such honor to the original film, and you know, you need to respect the classic, and essentially this was the movie that really started Disney.
The live-action Snow White remake is now officially one of the greatest box office failures in Hollywood history. Despite the budget, the cast, and all the hype, it crashed. But what makes this worse is that insiders are now stating Rachel Zegler's own co-star Gal Gadot is quietly holding her accountable. And here's where it starts getting really chaotic. On March 19th, Gal Gadot shared a reel from Disneyland where she was promoting the film. But what fans observed wasn't just the charming rides, it was that Gal was exuding exactly what people used to adore.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
About Disney, joy, fun, and the enchantment of childhood. Fans began noting that even though Gal and Rachel collaborated on the same project, Gal never endorsed any of the political or woke talking points Rachel became notorious for. Fact, the only time Gal ever said anything remotely political was when she was seated beside Rachel during interviews, and it appeared like she was coerced into it. Take a look at this clip where a journalist inquires about the modern feminist angle in Snow White. Rachel entirely dominates the discussion, leaving Gal sitting there uncomfortably. Critics didn't just dislike the politics, they criticized the acting too. Clips of both.
So, are you against me too? Are you? Yes or no?
Actresses performing in the film went viral for all the wrong reasons. One TikTok even displayed side-by-side moments of Gal Gadot and Rachel, with fans questioning how a billion-dollar company approved this acting at all. Insiders say Gal Gadot is genuinely disheartened by the movie's failure, according to reports. She feels like the entire cast and crew worked incredibly hard only for everything to collapse because of one person's political outbursts. And it's not.
Already has a legal team prepared to take action against Zegler after Gal claimed that Zegler's political issues with Gal behind the scenes indirectly caused Gadot to lose multiple movie roles in the industry after studios picked up on the drama and what was going on over at Disney.
Just emotion. Rumors are circulating that Gal Gadot might even pursue legal action against Rachel, allegedly blaming her for the total downfall of the project. Meanwhile, Disney is so anxious about the online backlash, they've quietly postponed releasing Snow White on their streaming platform. That's right, despite spending hundreds of millions, they're withholding the film instead of promoting it on Disney+. And here's the real number that proves how bad this got. By its fourth weekend, Snow White had been removed from 1,210 theaters. It launched with around 3,750 theaters and fell to just 2,540 in a matter of weeks. Gal Gadot herself finally commented on the flop, saying successful projects need professional co-stars, and a competent team line fans believe was directly targeted at Rachel. She also cautioned that getting to
He's trying to delay the process of putting this movie on Disney+. They don't really want to put it on there immediately. They don't want it on there as early as May. So they are delaying that process quite significantly because they know once it goes on there, they're probably going to get round two of backlash related to this movie for those that were perhaps not willing to go ahead and see it in theaters and wanted to actually check it out on Disney+ instead.
political can alienate audiences again, a message that's hard not to link to Rachel's behavior. The tension between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler didn't just begin on set, runs much deeper. And it's now becoming one of the most awkward behind-the-scenes riffs in recent Disney history. At the center of it, politics. Gal Gadot is Israeli and served in the IDF. She's been openly pro-Israel in her interviews and online posts, including through platforms like Time and Hey Alma. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler has been outspoken about her support for Palestine, even concluding a 2024 post with, "Always remember, free Palestine." According to multiple reports, Rachel's statement caused serious internal issues for Disney. One producer, Mark Platt, allegedly had to meet with her privately because of the controversy it ignited. Things escalated when Gal Gadot started receiving death threats after Rachel's post went viral. The backlash was so severe that Disney had to provide extra security for Gal, which they reportedly paid for out of pocket. But the fallout didn't end there. Sources say Gal and Rachel hardly spoke after the
I see it is if you want to have a successful project, and you need to have a very competent team, along with competent and well-behaved co-stars.
Controversy. They didn't attend press events together, and Gal skipped the European premiere while Rachel appeared solo. Even when they did appear together, like at the Oscars, fans noticed how tense and uneasy the energy felt. According to insiders quoted by El País, Gal felt Rachel's public criticisms of the movie were unprofessional. And while the two aren't exactly enemies, they are definitely not friends. People magazine outright confirmed it. Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler have nothing in common and are not friends anymore. When you consider their political divide, their age gap, and how their public images clashed during Snow White's rollout, tits, not surprising this partnership imploded. And unfortunately for Rachel, political fallout was just one of many reasons people inside Hollywood have started distancing themselves. Behind the scenes of Snow White, Rachel Zegler's conduct allegedly made the work environment unbearable for the entire crew. According to insiders, Rachel was labeled a
You are promoting a film is when you begin to get very political. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see that. When you are an actress, that's your job. We are not politicians. We are here to act.
bully, and some crew members claim she frequently tried to control conversations, decisions, and even director calls on set. In behind-the-scenes clips, fans observed Rachel acting aloof and distant toward the production crew. She seemed more focused on managing how she was perceived than actually collaborating. Visual cue Rachel at Disneyland, Cold 2 fans' Instagram post. And when you compare that to Gal Gadot's interactions with fans taking photos, laughing, smiling, it becomes even more evident that Rachel was disconnected from the people she was supposed to inspire. Sources claim that Rachel's vision of Snow White was all about control. She allegedly advocated for a version of the character that didn't need men. Didn't fall in love, and didn't follow any traditional Disney arc. One insider said she wanted Snow White to be the kind of woman who'd watch her own movie alone in an empty theater if no one else came. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. Rachel shared a now viral TikTok from inside a theater playing Snow White alone. There were no other attendees. What really ignited fan outrage was Rachel's attitude toward criticism. When fans challenged the direction of the remake, Rachel lashed out. She ridiculed people online, dismissed fan theories,
If you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
and labeled any negative feedback as hate. Eventually, she changed tactics. Knowing the film was about to fail, Rachel played the victim card. In one emotional clip, she started crying on camera saying people should see her movie because of how hard she worked. But fans saw right through it. Now, with Snow White officially a failure, Rachel Zegler's future in Hollywood is faltering. Studios that were once interested in her are now reportedly stepping back, with some execs calling her a higher liability due to her political messaging and unpredictable behavior. And the worst part? This might not be the end of the fallout. By now, it's abundantly clear that the Snow White disaster didn't happen in isolation. Between political scandals, domineering behavior on set, and disrespect toward fans, Rachel Zegler didn't just ruin one movie she made.
Everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces.
people still line up to see her, and I can only hope that despite my flaws and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Have permanently harmed her own career. And Gal Gadot. She's now being praised for keeping her distance, speaking out, and reminding Hollywood what professionalism is supposed to look like. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Rachel Zegler can recover from this? Was Gal Gadot right to subtly criticize her? And should Disney stop casting outspoken political actors in roles meant to inspire kids? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll feature the best ones in our next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.